We've also got Nischal Maheshwari who is joining in on the show. And Nischal, yesterday, a commendable recovery within the broader universe. And, we've been talking about this ad nauseum, the fact that those non-banking PSUs really rallied hard and fast. PFC, REC, Engineers India, very commendable recovery. What's been your take on this pocket? Did the move come as a surprise or something you anticipated?
No, I think basically after a day before yesterday or yesterday night when FOMC came out and said that they will continue to hold on to these 3 rate cuts. And our calculation is basically that the first rate cut should be around June. So I think that's been a positive trigger across the world. And I think that's what India is also reacting to. So I think the interest rate cut is definitely positive for the stock markets. And I think the whole markets across the world and India has also reacted positively to that.
Right. Okay, let me go back to that point which Vinny was raising. JP Morgan has conducted a series of meetings with some of the QSR guys. If we could fire the charts of Devyani, Westlife and even Sapphire Foods for that matter, you would see that while the mid-cap, small-cap part of the market in the last 1 year have rallied hard, these are the few of the stocks, in fact Westlife has actually come down, which have not actually made any returns in the last 1 year, and this is because of the slowdown. Now JP Morgan says that it could be nearing a bottom. Nischal, I want your thoughts. If you look at the plans of Devyani, Westlife, all of them, the same store sales and growth, etc., have been slightly weakish for several quarters now. But that hasn't led to any kind of a scale back in growth or rollout of new stores by these companies. Which quarter, by when roughly do you see all of that coming back, if growth indeed is nearing as some of your other industry people actually are believing?
So I would take this up in 2 parts actually. One is what's happening in the near term. At least our channel checks and all doesn't say that anything significant growth is coming back or bottoming out is happening. So I think there is going to be pain still. Most of them are having a negative SSG. I think that's still very negative for the sector. And on top of that, basically, that you have very, very aggressive valuations, all the 3 stocks. So I think these are a combination where you do not have growth and very aggressive valuation. So I'm very sure basically nobody has made any returns in the last 1 year. Now you look at the second side of it. Most of the QSRs were doing very well basically because you had the delivery experience. And that delivery experience has suddenly opened up because of Zomato and Swiggy being around. So you have now multiple cuisines available to you on the doorstep. So they are all fighting for the same space. And that's why you are seeing this kind of an issue. So I think derating of these stocks will continue to happen because Swiggy and Zomato are pushing in. And as they keep on going out in more cities, I think growth coming back to QSR is not going to be easy. So this is going to be a bit of a tough challenge for the whole QSR sector.
Fair enough.
Nischal, I want to discuss TVS Motors with you. Now, we all know that between the first time when Ola Electric announced their IPO plans and now when they are actually going ahead with it, even Ather has actually come back. From 1200 odd to almost 2200, there's a big move in TVS Motors which have already come. Now, yesterday, they announced rewarding the shareholders with a preference share, 4 preference shares for every 1 share held. At current valuations, how are you looking at two-wheeler space in general, particularly TVS Motors?
So I think the whole two-wheeler space seems to be in a good spot, basically. I think this is the last to recover and we are seeing the recovery still continuing out there. And as the rural recovery happens, and that's been one elusive part, as and when it happens, basically, I think the two-wheeler space will continue to do well. Having said that, I think the stocks have run up quite a bit, whether it is TVS, Eicher Motors, Bajaj Auto, or even Hero Honda. And all of them are now at the peak of their valuation. So that is the only challenge which I see. Otherwise, I continue to believe basically there is growth in the sector. But the preference is obviously the other way around. So our top pick remains to be Hero Honda, Bajaj Auto, TVS and Eicher. So that's the way basically we look at it. And that's largely because of valuation, nothing else.
Okay, Nischal, great to have you on the show. Thanks as always for taking the time out and dropping in. Let's tell.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.